from our studios at One Television Plaza, this is your Mid-Ohio Valley Afternoon Brief.
Good afternoon, Mid-Ohio Valley, and thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm Shyla, Florence.
And I'm Jason, Leveille, and it's been another pretty warm day, even though we've had actual rain move through off and on this afternoon. Did you run into any of that this morning?
I did, actually. I had to run out to the daycare to take my kid extra clothes, and as soon as I walked out, it started raining, and then as soon as I got, in the car driving, it stopped. Yeah,
it always comes at the most inconvenient times, and we have more of that possible this evening, but we are in a little bit of a lull right now. If we look outside, not a lot is happening. In fact, a little bit of blue sky in downtown Parkersburg right now, and temperatures have been one of the warmest we've seen this week. 62 degrees right now, with winds coming in at about 8 miles an hour. And even though Parkersburg isn't seeing any rain, there are areas of the region that are seeing some rain pass through, especially just to the south of Parkersburg. Some pop-up showers, maybe even a little bit of heavy rain already starting to fall in the area, and we'll start seeing more of that as we get into this evening, primarily after about 7 p.m. and lasting through most of Thursday night into Friday morning, which temperature-wise won't be getting all that cool, only into the mid-50s throughout the night. Then we'll be seeing colder weather as we head into the weekend. But the big focus for tonight is going to be those showers and storms, which we could have some heavy rain as well, and maybe a severe storm or two. So that's what we're focusing on, and I'll have more details about that severe risk later on tonight. So it's definitely something to keep an eye out for over the next couple of days.
Yeah, I actually really enjoy storms.
I do too. I enjoy a mild thunderstorm without all of the hecticness that comes from it. Even though I've always wanted to see a tornado, I don't want to be in a tornado, if you get that.
Yes, I do. I'm the same way. I want to be able to see it, but I want to be far enough away that it's not going to hit me.
Like if it's in a field.
Yeah, for sure. Now, to take a look at some of our stories today, West Virginia is expanding its control over coal mining on federal lands. The Department of the Interior and West Virginia officials signed an agreement today. This deal gives the state more power to regulate coal mining and reclamation. Interior Secretary Doug Burgum and Governor Patrick Morrisey finalized the amended agreement in Washington. The change streamlines regulations and aims to boost certainty for coal producers. Officials say it will support jobs and investment, strengthening the economy and energy security. West Virginia's Department of Environmental Protection will now handle permitting, inspections, and enforcement. This includes both privately owned and federally leased coal operations in the state. The Federal Office of Surface Mining Reclamation and Enforcement will still provide oversight. Governor Morrisey stated the amendment helps unleash West Virginia's energy potential. The agreement takes effect upon publication in the Federal Register. So, I feel like that's big news for West Virginia.
Especially since we've been turning over towards coal a little bit ever since Morrisey came, or at least assumed the office of the governor. I've kind of noticed going back towards that, and interested to see how this will impact some of the operations around the state coming up in the future. Yeah,
me too, because he's got a big energy plan, so I'm interested to see how this all starts unfolding.
Very much so. Well, moving over to the Buckeye State, a local Olympian is on the verge of winning a gold medal at the Winter Olympics, as her team is competing right now against Canada in women's hockey. Gwen Phillips is a goalie with the women's hockey team, and we heard from Phillips' parents and Athens Mayor Steve Patterson earlier this week. And today we hear from her former coaches. Matthew Hull coached Gwen when she was a young child on the ice of Bird Ice Arena on Ohio University's campus in Ohio. Hull said he saw great potential in her from the start.
You saw greatness, that's for sure. She was a fantastic player, a phenomenal skater. I do believe her goal was to be better than her brother, who was a phenomenal player himself. And here she is. She's playing in the Olympics.
Phillips and Team USA are currently playing right now in the gold medal match. We'll hear more from Hull and Phillips High School coaches later tonight. And that is absolutely exciting. And hopefully, I haven't checked in at least 2 recently, but hopefully they're doing pretty good right now.
Yeah, I hope so. I haven't checked either. Every time I've looked, it's been ice skating. But I'm hoping she gets to bring home the gold because
that'll be exciting for both herself, her family, and I'd say the entire county in Athens.
Oh, for sure. And turning back to West Virginia news, West Virginia's Attorney General has taken action against one of the world's largest technology companies. The lawsuit filed earlier today marks the first government action of its kind. The state alleges Apple unknowingly allowed its iCloud platform to be used for distributing child sexual abuse material while refusing to report it to federal authorities. According to court documents, Apple's own internal communications called the platform the greatest platform for distributing child porn. Yet the company did nothing. In 2023, Apple filed just 267 reports of child abuse material. By comparison, Google filed 1.47 million and Meta filed over 30 million. The lawsuit argues Apple chose privacy over child protection and refused to deploy detection technology used by competitors. The state is seeking damages and demanding Apple implement child safety measures. It's kind of...
It's a kind of a heavy one to go off of, but I mean, there's not much to say there. We'll see how that unfolds, at least, especially since this is one of the first times the state has gone after a specific company like this.
Yeah, I know. I'm interested to see if other states jump on board with this one.
All right. And speaking of other social media companies in national news today, on Wednesday, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg took the stand in a lawsuit that could affect hundreds of other cases by families who say their children have been harmed or even died because of social media. Zuckerberg testified before a jury for the first time ever about accusations that social media, including Instagram, is harmful to children's mental health. A 20-year-old woman identified only as Kaylee accuses Meta and YouTube of designing addictive features that hooked her as a small child, causing anxiety, depression, and body dysmorphia. Meta denies those allegations and says it's implemented numerous measures to safeguard young users. At the core of Zuckerberg's testimony in the landmark trial were questions about what Meta knew about the potential risks to young people and whether it did enough to mitigate them. A Meta spokesperson has said in part that they are, quote, confident the evidence will show our longstanding commitment to supporting young people, end quote. Social media is everywhere at this point across it. I've been under it throughout the last several years, and I have seen how it can affect both positively and negatively.
Yeah, it definitely, I mean, being the digital producer, I see the positives of social media, but it's addicting for adults, so it's definitely, I think, addicting for children.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, myself, even heading into high school and college. I never was in early high school, but it started getting a little bit addicting to myself, at least later in high school to early college. Not to the point, at least in my case, where it caused any issues, but I'm only one person across the entirety of the U.S. and worldwide, so everyone's different.
Yeah, and just in my opinion, being a parent myself, I feel like a lot of that is also on the parents. They should kind of monitor what their child's doing. And I know it's harder if you have teens and older kids, but like especially for the younger ones, I think the parents are just as much responsible.
There's never just one person.
No.
It's never just one person, just one entity. It's more of a collaborative thing.
Yeah.
Or lack thereof.
Yeah, and it's such a big thing in our everyday lives. It's a hard topic.
Absolutely.
Well, coming up, we will take a look at what stories our reporters have been working on today. Plus, Jason Leveille has your full forecast.
Now, here's your first alert weather update with meteorologist Jason Leveille.
It's been a pretty nice day here in the Mid-Ohio Valley. We've already seen a couple of showers pass through, but we are in a little bit of a break across at least most of the area. On the Jandale Skycam right now, we're currently hovering in those low 60s and a decent amount of sunshine as well, which has helped getting us a little bit warmer this afternoon with winds pretty light coming in at the southwest at about 8 miles an hour. Temperatures across the area are definitely on the warmer side. While we're mostly in the low 60s, down towards Charleston and Huntington are in the mid to upper 60s. We'll continue to sit around this point for the next few hours, but we do already have some showers and thunderstorms already popping up in the region, mostly around that Ritchie County, Wirt County, heading into Roane County. This will continue to move to the northeast over the next short while, but this isn't the only round of rain that we're looking at heading into this evening. We do have more showers and thunderstorms possible later on tonight, potentially even for some severe thunderstorms, maybe even just across the region. That'll also bring some heavy rain to the area. But by the time we get to the daylight hours on Friday, all of that will be cleared out of the area. The majority of the Mid-Ohio Valley is under the marginal risk for severe storms at the moment, that except for areas farther off to the east or farther to the southeast. But we are still looking at those areas for heavy rain as well. When it comes to the severe parameters at the moment, there hasn't been much of a change in the tornado or the wind risk, but the hail risk has expanded much farther out due to what's the freezing level higher in the atmosphere being a little bit lower, increasing those chances for hail to reach the ground. So it's something to keep an eye on as we head into this evening, but there's no need for panic at the moment. But you should at least keep an eye on that radar, and we'll continue providing updates when things change. Now, for the areas not really in that marginal risk, they are under a flood watch due to the potential for heavy rains that could make creeks or streams that are already running a little bit high maybe rise a little bit higher. And even though some of the area isn't under that flood watch, could see some isolated road flooding issues if we do get some of that heavy rain in a very short period of time. Temperature-wise, over the rest of the night tonight, we are only expecting it down into those mid-50s before starting to very slowly warm back up towards 60 tomorrow before a cold front comes through and brings temperatures down to about February weather heading into this weekend, and we'll also see plenty of wind throughout the day on Friday. Back to you, Shyla.
Thank you, Jason. And so now I have Juwan Allen here joining me to kind of tell us a little bit about what our newsroom has been working on today. So Juwan, what stories do we have going on?
Well, thank you, Shyla. Well, as we mentioned before, you guys mentioned earlier, we have an Olympian in the area. So our own Logan Riggenbaugh is out in Athens at a watch party right now, watching Gwen Phillips perform in the last hockey game, potentially earning that gold medal. So it's going to be a lot of pride and joy for Athens and the MOV altogether if she secures that gold medal for the U.S. I mean, we got a lot of talent in this area. I mean, we've got, what, 2 American Idol singers and an Olympian in the area. So, I mean, that's what we're working on there.
Big news in this area. Well, what else do we have going on?
Yeah, Peyton Brooker, Building Bridges to Careers. Now this right here is, I wish we had this when we were younger. They're talking about making a day about marketing, magic marketing. So they're having everything from how to pitch, how to market products, learning from corporate businesses on how they market their materials, all the way to learning how to use AI for high schoolers. So he went out and went to that event, spoke to some high schoolers and about their potential careers and where they want to go. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, that's awesome. I wish we had that in high school. That's something that I feel like was available in college, but definitely not at the high school level.
I mean, I can only imagine at the college level what these high schoolers are going to be doing when they're in their sophomore, junior year, or even within their careers. It's going to be insane. So, I mean, even here, I mean, we're, you know, the marketing, the digital side, we're learning a lot, but they're already ahead of the game. I didn't even know what marketing really was when I was in high school. So.
Yeah. Well, anything else that we're working on?
Yeah, lastly, our own Cassidy Fury is out right now. As we talked about earlier this week, the previous Vienna chief did announce his retirement, and they will be swearing in Joshua A. Cole as the new police chief there. So they'll be under some new leadership, and we'll get more on that.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me. That is all the time we have for our afternoon brief. You can catch all of those stories and more later tonight, and of course on our website at WTAP.com. And Jason and I will see you again tomorrow.